Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and in this video we're going to be talking about some very interesting things that have recently surfaced on the SnowRunner Discord. Now, when asked if the console mods would be coming in patch 11, Sorikin, which is one of the developers, actually responded, "That's the idea, yes." So, is that a confirmation? No. But, is that a potential idea of when they could be coming? Absolutely. Now, obviously, there are different things that could play into that because Phase 2 itself, the update that is dropping on November 16th, is, I believe, equivalent to what would be patch 10. So that would be Phase 2. Now, patch 11 would be the second part of Phase 2, just as what patch 9 was. Basically, how there was a PTS for patch 8, but no PTS for patch 9. That's basically how this would supposedly work. So, basically how that would kind of play out is patch 8 or patch 10. Patch 10 right now is what we're testing in PTS. And then when patch 11, which should, according to this, supposedly have console mods in it, that would just be pushed out to all systems with patch 11 without a PTS, which makes sense because patch 11, I mean, we already have mods on PC, so there wouldn't really be any reason for us to test them on a PC version of a PTS build. So, with all of that being... Whoa, gotta turn those beacons off. With all that being said, I do want to say that this is something I would take with a grain of salt because we don't exactly know if this is like a full-on 100% confirmation yet. But what we do know is that it does suggest a potential timeline. Now, when we're talking about potential timelines, things can get a little kind of, a little up and down, a little bit uncertain. However, we do know, as I stated in my last SnowRunner update video, that Phase 2, which is patch 10, would be dropping on Monday, November 16th, which does still hold true as to when I am recording this video. Now, what am I stuck on? I'm probably stuck on a rock, but I'm not sure. There we go. If I can just ease my way along. I'm trying to use the KRS Bandit to sort of help rescue a few things, but if I float away in the river before I can rescue a few of these trucks, then we're in trouble. Not worried about the F-750 on the gooseneck trailer there, though, because we've got a couple of other trucks that we're going to use to kind of retrieve that whole setup. Because like I said, not really concerned about that setup in this particular video. Now, obviously, with that timeline being suggested, we can speculate. Now, again, this is total speculation, but we could speculate that patch 11 could be maybe 3 weeks-ish away from the Phase 2 initial drop. So, that would sort of put us along the same timeline that I was expecting, with sort of that mid to late December, maybe. However, again, please do remember that that is still all speculation. So, total disclaimer on that. That is all speculation. We're not sure if that's actually going to go that direction or not. But, again, it could shed some light on the fact that I know there's still a lot of people out there that whenever console mods are brought up, there are people that are like, oh, they're never going to happen. They're never going to happen. And it actually blows my mind that even after all of the updates and the little like hints here and there and the teases from the developers and the the little hint drops that they've made, it's really amazing to me that there are still people out there that do not believe console mods are happening. And granted, I completely understand where you're coming from, when you're in that sort of headspace of I will believe it when I see it on my home console, and I completely understand that. I literally completely 100% get that, and I'm sure there will be people in the description, or not in the description, but in the comments of this video that are going to be like, I will believe it when I see it on my console at home, and until then, I'm not even gonna, till then, I'm not even gonna consider it. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see if we see anything else from the devs soon. I'm really hoping that we do. I'm not sure if we will or not. It's always a little bit spotty as to when Sorikin drops these hints, but when he does drop them, the entire community goes wild, and basically a lot of the things that he's said, a lot of the things that he has said in the Discord have been correct. And if you go back and look at a lot of my previous videos where I've covered things that he has said before, those things have usually played out the way that he said they would play out in terms of updates that were dropping and things that were dropping with different updates. Now, that's not to say that they couldn't, you know, roll this back to a later update, especially if they end up having issues and they don't want to drop the console mods with patch 10 or patch 11, sorry. Now, if that happens, I still am confident that they are coming, but at the same time, I do want to caution you guys against, you know, saying, well, they're definitely coming in 11.0, as Sorikin said it. Now, again, does that mean that they are absolutely coming in 11.0? Not necessarily. But does it mean that they could? Oh, it definitely. We've gone into a bad situation. I figured we could winch up to the top there, but I am going to recover real quick, and I'm actually going to go ahead and back out to the garage because, yeah, I don't need to mess around with that. So, back to what I was talking about previously. Does it mean that they're absolutely coming with patch 11? Not necessarily, but does it mean that does it mean that they're not coming with patch 11? No, it doesn't mean that either. So, it's kind of one of those things where, for me personally, I know that I'm kind of in that mindset where I'm trying to not necessarily get my hopes too high for a prediction like that. Now, it would be super cool if it happened. It would be absolutely incredible. If, like, legit, it would be amazing if that happened. And at the end of the day, I think that there would be so much community excitement if they would just give us a potential timeline. Like, theoretically, we are so freaking close now that, I mean, the entire community is basically gearing up for it at this point. And so I can't imagine that they would back out of it now. There's no way, in my mind, there's no way that they would hype it up this much and then back out of it. I don't think there's any way that they would do that. Now, could they? I mean, sure, they could, but I feel like there would be absolutely no reason at all for them to do that, and the backlash from doing something like that would be absolutely horrendous. So I don't think that's something they would do. And granted, I mean, I don't think a Sorikin would say what he said if he didn't feel at least somewhat confident that what he was saying was going to carry a little bit of weight. So I am very excited with this news and with this sort of development, and I would really love to know how you guys are feeling about it now. I mean, are you still in that sort of camp of, I'll believe it when I'm playing it on my home console, and until then, I'm not going to believe what they say? Or are you really getting hyped up, and is that excitement really ramping up for you now? I think I'm definitely in the sort of camp of, like, really getting excited for them now, because I feel like I said before, there's no way that they would even hint at something like that if they didn't feel like there was at least a small chance that they could do it. And I know, like I said before, I know there's going to be people that are like, I'm not going to believe it until I see it, you know, actually working on my console. And I get that. I completely 100% understand that. Now, one more thing I would like to mention real quick, or at least that I would like to ask you guys, is I would love for you to post in the comments down below not even the top 5, not even the top 3, but if you want to, you absolutely can. But I would love for you guys in the comments to list the mods that you are the most hoping are coming to consoles. Now, granted, I know I'm going to get a ton of people that are going to say Monster Max, and I get that, but at the same time, which mods are you most excited for that are public? Things like the IX Wrecker, things like some of the other vehicles that I've shown recently that are public, you know, things that we would imagine are going to be pretty likely to come to console mods. And I'm not excluding maps from that either. There are a lot of maps that are in the works right now from really, really reputable map developers, like, for example, Frank the Tank. He's been working on some really cool projects lately, and if you've been tuning into my streams, you'll know that one of the projects he's been working on is super, super cool, and honestly, really, really ahead of a lot of what's going on in the map community right now, to be honest. Like, Frank has been working with some of the best in the map community, and I cannot wait for his maps to make that jump from PC to consoles. I mean, everybody always focuses on the truck mods, and at the end of the day, it's not just the trucks, right? It's the maps as well. The maps really do add so much to this game, and to think that they could be dropping into consoles potentially on patch 11, that would be freaking wild. That would be absolutely freaking insane. And so maps, like I said, are not at all excluded from listing the mods in the comments below that you are most excited about. So with all of that being said, that is where we are going to end this video with a little bit of a long distance break lockup there from the Bandit. And also, when the actual, like, first part of Phase 2 drops, can't wait for y'all to get your hands on the Bandit as well. It's going to be a beast. But anyways, guys, hope y'all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.